Come and sit right next to me.
Cool. All right.
Hello, Husky Nation. Mike Martin with Real Dog with C.J. Wallace, Washington's longest committed player for the class of 2026. Seems like, when did you actually commit to Washington?
I committed.
Was it Jimmy Lake?
So I committed April 8th, 2024. So the beginning of my middle of my sophomore year.
Okay, seemed like earlier than that, man. How long have you been interested in the Huskies? Like before that, were you there with Jimmy Lake or?
So I was there. So I came across. So I had a really good relationship with Coach Fish, Coach Pow Pow at Arizona. So that relationship came to me around my freshman year, and everything the program did, what Coach Fish did at Arizona to now what he's bringing at Washington, it really just caught my eye. And everything they've done from when they offered me in, what was that, January? They offered me in January once they got to Washington. And they've only showed me love ever since. And then they had a new special teams coordinator come in this year, Coach Petrelli, and then a new analyst, Coach Fro, and everything they've done for me, I just can't wait to get up there and work.
All right. Well, let's rewind the clock, though, back to that January when you got the offer. Think about the kid that you were back then, okay? And think about the man that you are now, getting ready to leave home. You're here by yourself. You're getting ready to go watch the Huskies in the bowl game. But think about who you were back then as a young kicker, just kind of learning the game a little bit. Talk about who you were then and kind of who you are now.
Definitely. So what really changed my whole in my whole life was really this one coach out in Charlotte. I know it sounds crazy, but I travel to Charlotte around once every 2 months, and then in the off season once a month. I'm actually going next Tuesday to go see my coach, Dan Orner. And I went to St. John Bosco to be a baseball player. Center fielder, had no intention of playing football. I played like 7-on-7 football with like my friends around here. So I went there to go play football, and then Coach Negro kind of saw me on the football field. I have a soccer background, stopped playing over COVID, just got too hard, and I really wanted to pursue baseball to play in college. So I went to Bosco, center fielder, played my freshman year, and then right in between the end of my football freshman season and the start of my baseball season, I went out to Charlotte to go see this coach. And he made me realize that I was a very below average kicker to now me sign with the Washington Huskies. So it's just crazy to see me and him working from 3 years. It's not just normal other coaches, he's like family to me. So I feel like he's played a really big part in where I am to now and to where I was in January.
How hard was it to give up baseball?
Very. I actually grew up in New Jersey, and my dad grew up in Boston, so Red Sox fans for life. So my whole family is really into baseball, and it was tough for me to give up, but I wanted to pursue this football dream, and this is the only thing I could ever think about now.
And so, maturity-wise, where do you think that you as a person have grown the most since this football journey began?
I think really just everything that I've done, just being around people at Bosco, have kind of made me mature just overall. Like even just thinking about just not even the physical side, the mental side of football has made me mature as a person.
When your coach back there in North Carolina said you're a below average kicker, did you ever was it ever like, you know what, maybe I can be an average center fielder and chase that dream?
So it was really he was straight up with me. He was like, I used the term below average because that's really what not at the moment, I thought I was great. I'll be straight up. I really thought I was great. But when you look at the other guys, I looked at myself, I was like, I'm below average. So the way he put it to me was, I'm kicking at 40% of what I could be. So we had a straight up conversation of him saying, you are at 40% of how well you could actually kick. So it's all technical, all weight gain, all this other stuff. And he has a whole process, and the thing we talk about is trust the process. And me and him, put in a lot of work together, and we both trust the process. So, I mean, hey, I love baseball. All my good friends are still playing baseball, going to Long Beach State. One's going to UCLA. So everyone, I really still did love baseball. And, yeah, it was tough for me, but it was just me and my coach, Dan, we put a whole blueprint down, and we just went after the blueprint.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you about. He said trust the process. You said that was a big thing, is trusting the process. I know that's kind of a catchphrase or a buzzword that everybody wants to use, but explain how that really sort of gave you the focus that you needed to go from point A and to point B and then to point C all the way to point W up at Washington.
So what we first did is you create your pillars. So for me, I wasn't a very flexible kid. I was very stiff. And it was for me getting my mobility. It's for me, nobody would ever think about this, but make sure my heel gets to like the backside of my back. Making sure my leg is like fully extended at contact. So it's all these different pillars that I needed to get to, and we wouldn't care about the result. I could have missed 50 balls in a session, but that wouldn't matter to me and him if I was doing the right thing. I could miss 50 balls. It's the off season, so that was really the thing. It was really my sophomore year that we wouldn't care about the result. We would be like, hey, just go after it. Just go after each little pillar, and I really believed in he trains a bunch of the great kickers. Josh Carty, there's a lot of good kickers in the college world and the NFL world that he trains, and I really got introduced to him from Matt Gay, who used to be the kicker here. I believe he's with the Niners now, and you look up to those guys, and you're like, that's where I want to be. So I trusted the process, go after these different pillars, and that's what you're saying, go point A to point B to point C. It's the different pillars for me that I needed in my mechanics, and that's what took off.
And for you, you said you didn't care if you missed 50 out of 50. Nope. It was all about were the fundamentals right, because you can move one thing just a tiny little bit, and it's all of a sudden it goes where it's an inch wide right to where it's dead center.
Yes, sir.
And it's just changing your technique just a little bit like that. But the one thing that doesn't factor into some of those technique things is pressure. And there isn't really a kick at St. John Bosco in the last 3 years that wasn't a high leverage situation. Talk about how you feel that those high pressure situations really translate to stepping into Washington where you're going to be the man freshman year.
It's definitely tough where, I'm so grateful for the program that Coach Negro, Coach Lowe, they all gave me the chance to go out there and show what I could do. And they give me the opportunities and practice. We have our Coach Lacey, our DB coach. You'll have him in practice screaming at me every day, period 11 practice. He'll be screaming in my face, miss left, miss right. So it's just kind of those little situations, but I'm super grateful for my last 4 years at St. John Bosco. Just playing at that level of high school football, that goes back to the maturing part. It's just everything that you do at Bosco is different than any other high school, and I could believe that to whenever, but what St. John Bosco does at their program, at the school, academically, religiously, it just puts you in a good position to do whatever past football. So I'm just grateful for everything they've done for me over there.
You're, I think, rated as like the number 13 kicker in the country by one service, number 7 by another. Those don't really matter. You really could have gone anywhere in the country. You stuck it out with Washington. what does when you're wearing your Washington Huskies, when you see those W's and you're going to look down, have you ever thought about the first time walking out that tunnel or looking down and it's no longer SJB and it's a purple W on your chest? Have you thought about those moments?
I have. I mean, just stepping in that locker room on January 4th, we move in January 3rd, but just stepping in that locker room on January 4th, I mean, it'll be a special moment. But for me, it's time to get to work. It's just something that it's like a little kid's dream almost. Even, my dream could have been baseball 5 years ago, to be in a baseball college locker room. But I mean, football has just gotten so close and so special to me. I just can't wait to get on campus and get to work with everyone.
Yeah. All right, speed round. LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, anybody else? Who's the GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, okay. All right. And is that influenced by your dad being kind of an East Coast guy?
I mean, I'm trying to think what movie it was. The movie that Nike did, I think it was called Shoe Dog. Just talking about how they made the Nike shoe. It kind of showed me a little story about Jordan that I never really knew. And I watch that movie a lot. So that kind of I'll go back on YouTube, watch some videos, and yeah, that's what I think the GOAT is.
All right. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
I don't know, to fly.
To fly.
Because a bunch of my friends live around like 20 minutes away, and if there's traffic, just to fly over the traffic and get there.
So not teleportation, because you enjoy the journey?
Yeah, you could see over everything.
Okay, but because if you're there in an instant, you miss a lot of you're talking about the process, you miss a lot of the things along the way, the scenery.
Most definitely.
But would you use that superpower for good or for evil?
Good. Gotta help people out. Gotta help people out.
All right. What is something about you? And I guess that your dream was baseball. It's kind of something that surprises me. I didn't know that about you. What is something that you think would surprise most people, like a skill that you have or an interest that you have?
I mean, shoot,
You sing in the church choir?
I mean, I can surf pretty well. So I grew up on the East Coast not knowing really how to surf or anything, and I came out here, actually my babysitter in New Jersey was a surfer, and I can surf pretty well out here, longboard, shortboard, so that's definitely something besides some baseball. Okay,
and when I interviewed you the first time, you kind of had the surfer look. Okay.
I still got a little bit of a surfer look.
Still got something. I mean, it was longer and it was blonder.
Yep.
Okay. Is your hair a little bit darker because you're doing all your workouts?
Workouts and been wearing that helmet a lot.
Yeah.
Been wearing that helmet a lot throughout the season. It gets hot out there in Bellflower, but we got that helmet on all the time.
All right. What does a day in the life of one of the top kickers in the country look like, from sort of the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed? What time do you wake up?
Most definitely. So we have school around 8, so I wake up around 6:30, just get ready, hop in the car by like 7:20. It takes me about like 25 minutes to get out to school. So get there by 7:45. Go in the weight room, team lift in the morning. That's around 8 to 9:20. Have class until around 2:25. So then I go down to Huntington Beach, go to see my strength and conditioning coach, Coach Ram down there in Westminster. So I go down there, a bunch of the guys go down there, Vance Bafford, Madden Williams, Mark Bowman. So it's really every Division I kid coming from just the OC to California. We all train there. So it's just a great place where we all bond together, get our work done, and we all have the same dream and the same end of the day. So we all work out down there. Then I'll drive back here, go see my other strength coach down in El Segundo, which is about 5 minutes from here. And then depends on which day it is, but I have a little turf in my backyard, have a net back there, so I'll go out there, do these things called thuds, no steps, just working on my contact. Then go grab dinner, and then just go to sleep around 10, get my bed by 9. So
All right. And something that I've watched Grady Gross do before the game starts. He's out there throwing the ball 40, 50 yards. Your former baseball player. Do you hope that they kind of dial up something for you?
I'm going to be completely honest. I got some pretty small hands. We had a couple fakes at Bosco. Did mess them up a couple times, but whatever the coach staff needs me to do, I'll get it done.
Okay. But center fielder, you got to have some wheels too.
So I was a center fielder and leadoff hitter. So every time we run, so that's another thing some people might not know, that I run around a 4.540 laser.
What?
So I have a little bit of speed to me. I thank baseball for that. I thank my soccer days conditioning for that. I get that from my mom. So she used to do track in high school and stuff. So I get my speed from that. So it's nice to have that. Actually helps. Not much people really think about that, but it helps me just keeping my fast switch. So I do. After practice, I do some sprints just to make sure I keep my fast switch throughout the season. So you could actually be the safety valve on kickoffs if somebody gets past. Tristan Vizcaino, former Husky kicker, I don't know if you know who he is, but he ran a 4.6. Wow. Yeah.
So even faster than Vizcaino, and they had a 2-point conversion that they flipped back to him, and he ran it in. So there could be something in the works, something to kind of keep an eye out for. Now, being a soccer fan, you keep track of UW men's soccer? I just saw that they're in the national championship on Monday. That's really cool. Yeah. So get it done. Get it done. All right. What's it going to be like if they can have like like a parade for a national champion, kind of as you're getting there? Would be kind of cool. That'd be really cool to see. Actually, that'd be. I'm just looking forward to get up there. And what is it? 3 weeks. So I'm looking forward to it. So you run a 4.5, but what's your height and weight? So right now I'm about 5'11", and I lost a little bit of weight throughout the season, which is pretty normal. But I'm back up to the 175. 175. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, that will do it for us. Mike Martin with Washington kicker C.J. Wallace. That's going to be it. Go Perfect. Dogs. Thank you for your time. Oh, you can even throw them up. You don't even have to work on them. All right. Yes, sir. Go Dogs. Perfect.